Trailer time! Trailer time! Trailer time! Trailer time! Trailer
Aaron,
time!
please stop.
Trailer?
Please just stop.
Trailer time? Trailer?
Please just do the intro.
Fine. It's that time again for the assault on your ears. We call Lower Dorks, a Star Trek Lower Decks podcast. I'm Aaron, and with me, as always, is the ever overbearing Stavros. No fun at all.
Not at all.
Tonight, we're watching, in case you couldn't guess, the trailer for Season 4. And we're drinking something or other. What is this again?
This is called a sour melon, or melon sour, depending on the result of your Google. We are using melon liqueur, gin, lime, or lemon juice. I used lime. And soda water. And I think this is a convenient result of the Orion hurricanes we had for last episode, using some of that melon liqueur. I am pleasantly surprised by this drink. The lime juice kind of gives it a little bit of delight there, and the melon liqueur is kind of light and kind of fruity if you're into those kinds of cocktails. So I'm giving this one all kinds of thumbs up. I'm trying to resist guzzling it right now.
I always thought it was pretty good. And yeah, I can't remember whether it's a sour melon or a melon sour. And honestly, I'm not even 100% certain that I told you the right ingredients. I do remember, though, it's the melon liqueur and the gin and the lime juice. And I think soda water. I couldn't remember whether it was lime or lemon. But either way, it's all good. I did both. Yeah. I had them because I have more mixers than I actually have alcohol now.
Right.
But
it's still really delightful. I just kind of eyeballed the ratios, but the melon paired up with enough of a lime juice to make it kind of tart but not overpowering. Quite good. I'm enjoying it.
Very good. Something nice to go with our brief snippets of scenes.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about this trailer. We are looking at it's called the Season 4 official trailer from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm going to throw the link for this in the description. And, historically, Lower Decks has dropped several trailers, or I say several, probably like two, in preparation for the season drops. I ran a little Twitter poll, or I'm sorry, X poll, depending on how much you like Mr. Musk there, but whether or not we should do a whole episode on this trailer. And the answer was overwhelmingly yes. We want to go scene by scene, shot by shot, and take a look at all the details here.
Yes.
In this trailer.
Much like how I usually drink, we're going to analyze this trailer shot by shot.
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's do that. So we're going to talk, there's a whole lot of things to talk about, but we're not going to talk about every single shot. We're just going to be calling out the shots that we think are noteworthy.
Okay.
So, for example, in the first few seconds, the Cerritos shows up on screen. But you know what? We know what the Cerritos is. We're going to talk about the stuff that we...
Wait. Have we seen the Cerritos in previous seasons, or is this a whole new thing?
I feel like yes. I feel like we have.
All right, well then let's kick this thing off.
Yeah, so let's do this. So, the first interesting thing, at the 6-second mark, there is an LCARS display behind Captain Freeman and Commander Ransom.
Yes.
It looks like a Binar ship. The label says Binar.
Oh shit! I was gonna say, how do you know it's a Binar ship? It's labeled.
It's labeled. Yeah.
Boy.
I hope. I don't think we've seen this type of ship in Star Trek before. This has got to be an original design.
Yeah, I don't think so, because we only saw the Binars in one episode, right? Like they were referenced but never seen again. And in that episode, they steal the Enterprise from a space station, not they don't roll up in their starship and say, "Hey, can we come over for lunch?" and then hijack the ship.
Not at all. No. So yeah, this has got to be the first time that this is showing up. I can foresee it now. Our ships of Season 4 is going to include the the Binar ship here. Of course, it has the two kind of skis and the little midsection connecting them. So makes sense.
You gotta have two hull sections for your race that is apparently two people per entity, which isn't super
sense,
weird
right?
at all.
I'm glad they're sticking with the theme. It makes sense.
Indeed. The real question is, though, that's a part of a montage, right?
Yes.
Of ships getting destroyed. So
no. So we're not actually there yet. This is still just the LCARD. We're gonna get to the ships being destroyed soon.
Yeah, but isn't this this is the lead-in, right? He's voicing over about what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a Binar ship. Did that get destroyed?
It is.
And then
there is one Binar ship getting destroyed.
They're all like, they had been targeting non-Federation ships. So was the Binar ship the first Federation ship that got destroyed? Or were the Binars Federation members? I can't remember. And I could have looked it up, but, I was too busy day drinking.
That makes sense. I mean, that would make sense why the Federation's getting involved at this point. But before we get too deep into the ships getting destroyed, let's talk about the new bad guy ship at the 8-second mark. It kind of does this weird, standing up business where, the giant laser beam comes out of the top there. What did you think of this? It's definitely new design.
Yeah, it's an interesting design. I think this is going to wind up being an AI ship or something. That is my guess. And that's why it's such a weird, non-traditional design. But who knows? We'll find out, I assume.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a red herring and it doesn't even show up in the season at all.
I'm judging by the emphasis it has in the trailer, I'm thinking it's got to be some kind of threat for the season, but I mean, historically, Lower Decks is all over the place in terms of, what how long the threats last in the season. So who knows? To wait and see.
Yep, it's highly unlikely it's a pack-led ship.
I'd say so. But yeah, there is this, in the next few seconds, is this big montage of ships getting destroyed by presumably this new alien. We've got a Klingon bird of prey. That's the first one.
Yes.
This next one is this kind of weird, spiky
winged
ship.
Some weird, the main hull is ribbed for her pleasure for some reason.
Spiky. I don't think the spikes are for her pleasure. That's not how that works.
Well, I mean, I guess whatever she's into. Kind of reminds me of the Orion Interceptor from Enterprise.
Oh.
Only bigger and with spikes, obviously. So I'm wondering if maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of was the Xindi aquatic ships.
You know what? I thought that
the wings
too.
On there.
Yeah, it's the same basic wing shape. Apparently the Enterprise ship designers loved that. I don't even know. Is that pelican wing shape? I don't know what type of bird has that wing shape. Yeah. But wings on a starship makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot of ships with the kind of spikiness poking out of there. So that's interesting. But then we do see a quick shot of a Binar ship getting destroyed. So that's presumably what the schematic behind Ransom is in the opening shot. And then kind of very interesting after that, we get the shot of the new bad guy ship taking out what appears to be a Romulan warbird, except you can't see a lot of the ship. The blast from the ship is kind of encompassing most of it.
Yes.
But it looks like a Romulan warbird kind of tilted on its side.
That was Probert's original design for the warbird. Yeah. It was vertical. That, So I'm wondering if that's what that ship is, or whether it's just a warbird on its side. And, the whole doing different angles is just to show how non-standard and unusual this attacking ship is. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the Star Trek ships always manage to meet one another, with up facing the same direction. So, as it looks very exact. So I'm thinking it's got to be the proper design as a new ship. So I mean, I'm hoping at least. It seems like it could be. So I'm curious to see where they're going to go with that.
I don't care either way. It's going to get blown up. Big whoop.
How dare you? This is canonized original proper design. This is bread and butter for nerds on the internet. But yeah, let's move on. There's this very quick montage of people getting annihilated, presumably by the same weapon, although, it's hard to say if that is actually the case. But there is what looks like Ma'a from Wej Duj, the Klingon lower decker who gets promoted to captain.
Yes.
Also, kind of putting his hands in front of his face. Is Ma'a gonna die? Do we know?
I hope not. I was hoping for more of his character.
Yeah, me too.
If you're gonna kill off any of the Wej Duj characters, it should be T'Lyn.
You've just alienated all 4 of our listeners.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for. To tell them how they're wrong and should rethink their lives.
You know what I do like about that shot of Ma'a is he's got this kind of captain's coat going on there or something. It feels very kind of reminiscent of the Gowron coat a bit, but it's definitely not standard Klingon stuff. I kind of like it.
I think the weird spiky... I do like that too. But I think the weird spiky ship may actually be an Orion ship because there is a scene in when everybody's getting blasted, and there's one group where they seem kind of green, right? So I think those might be Orions.
Yeah, I just checked out Orion Interceptors, and it does look very reminiscent. So maybe that is an Orion Interceptor.
Yeah. But then, of course, after that, we move on to the debris scene. I love how convenient it is that the part of the hull with the Imperial logos remain perfectly intact.
I know. Just in case you're wondering whose ships it was that
not
got
once,
destroyed.
but twice. Apparently, the captain's chair was intact on the Romulan ship, and the barrel of blood wine was intact from the Klingon ship.
There's like a some kind of weapon floating in the background
like a
of the
spear
Klingon ship too,
or something.
Right? Yeah. That's interesting. Well, we move on to a shot of the lower deckers around the 22nd mark.
Yep, and the return of Towel Guy.
That's right. Yeah, I noticed that. Fedorov, I think, is his name. He doesn't replicate the right size of towel.
Yes.
But you know what? You know who we get to see there finally is your fan favorite, T'Lyn.
Oh, boy.
She gets in the little joke there about
the odor repulsive. Joke. Although I think she's referencing after Boimler gets done cleaning out the holodeck waste filters. So
yeah, it could be. I feel like the editing could be a little tricky there, but
I don't. I'm not taking anything in this trailer at face value.
No, not at all.
They've burned us before. We've learned our lesson. You can't trust the trailer editors.
That's right. I love that's a nice little homage to T'Pollen Enterprise and other Vulcan's Enterprise, and I think Strange New Worlds.
Yeah,
Spock
Strange
too,
New Worlds referenced it.
Yeah.
I like that they are just accepting that as canon rather than trying to forget about it.
Yeah,
because you got to think
sense,
about
right?
it.
Like T'Lyn's been.
Yeah, like the aliens, they're not all gonna smell the same, right? Like there's got to be like aliens that just smell fantastic to each other, and aliens that smell like absolute garbage.
You're absolutely right there.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the 28-second mark where we can see crazy eyebrow aliens. I think these are new aliens to Lower Decks.
Yeah, I couldn't find a reference for them at all.
Yeah, I could not find it as well. They do show up a bit later, but interesting. We got a new race there, so can't argue with that.
I do wonder because like the planet that these guys are on, like you only see them on it. But it looks like their architecture is very reminiscent of what we've seen on other like Federation worlds. So I do wonder if these people are like some Federation member, or I don't know what's going on with them. That's what it comes down to. I'm lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's only so much we can infer from a quick little shot of them having crazy eyebrows. So take from it what you will. I do want to talk about the 22nd mark. We get the Voyager bridge, or at least an Intrepid class bridge, that is very goopy, and it's a clear reference to the macrovirus scenario from the Voyager episode Macrocosm.
Yes.
And first off, I want to say how happy I am that this bridge is included. This is my favorite bridge behind the Enterprise Z refit bridge from Generations. So I love that this is actually in the show. It's one of my favorite bridges.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what my favorite bridge is. I really like the Enterprise one because they have like it feels very, the Enterprise one feels very like ad hoc, right? Like it felt like it was this slapped together thing and they're like learning as they go. And I do like the Enterprise D bridge because it's very homey and comfortable. But the Voyager bridge never really did much for me, so.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yes.
This scene or scenario, I guess, comes back at the 1 minute 22-second mark, but let's just talk about it now. There's this shot of Boimler and Mariner with the macrovirus in there, and there's this weird like Voyager uniform wearing mannequin type thing behind them.
Yes.
That I think must be Tom Paris.
Yes.
What do you think that is?
So it's definitely Tom Paris. There's another scene on the bridge, and I can't remember which one it is, whether it's the fist bump scene or the, Captain Pike scene. Right. But you can see the captain's chair from behind, and it's very clearly Janeway's hair is sticking out from the side. And you're like, okay, this is like some sort of museum ship or something.
Yeah, do you think it's a museum, or is it like some kind of holoprogram or something? Or
I think it's a museum, because I think that alien dude that's on there, I think he's a Regellian. Because his face markings are the same as the Regellian we saw in previous seasons. Is it Regellian? Rigellian?
Rigellian?
Yeah. I don't know.
Regellian?
But his color is different, but the face markings are all the same.
Okay.
So I think that's what's going on there. And I think he's probably like a curator or something.
Yeah. They just like analyzing the giant like virus organisms for some reason.
Maybe this is the actual Voyager and it's been turned into a museum. And it turned out there was still some like dormant organisms on the ship. Because didn't they come out of like the bio-neural gel packs in that episode, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then they got and then they eventually got big enough that they could fly around and attack people. God, that episode was dumb.
What do you mean? That's like one of the Janeway being a badass episodes.
Yeah, they did a few too many of those. She's supposed to be the captain, not an action hero.
What, you didn't like Picard with like the dual wielding phaser rifles and in Nemesis or whatever?
No.
Let's move on. At the 31-second mark, we get a shot of Tendi climbing a human pyramid. Funny thing about this, only Tendi and one other officer in this human pyramid are wearing their actual clothes. Everyone else is in the undies.
Yes.
It's got to be some kind of teamwork episode here. There are actually a couple shots in this trailer where everyone looks kind of jacked up, like they're very tired.
Yes.
This is just one of them.
What do you think of this? The bags under the eyes of like Ransom and some of the other crew members. And like in the foreground, you can see like whatever room they're in is just like trashed. Like the stools are knocked over, the tables are knocked over, there's clothes thrown everywhere. Like what is going on in this scene? I have so many questions.
I don't know. Why only some of them are wearing clothes and others aren't? I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, who knows?
Guess we'll see. There's no way to really tell.
Ooh, maybe the Cerritos gets infected with the macrovirus after visiting the museum, and they have to like raise the temperature to burn out. I don't know. I'm making shit up.
Oh.
This is confusing.
What a prediction.
It is what it is.
It's not going to be anything.
Yeah, who knows?
Let's fast forward to the 34-second mark, and there's this shot with Tendi and Rutherford fixing the shuttlecraft's warp coil in the repair room. I love this scene. I mean, not only because the Tenderfoot forever. I'm going to stay on that boat forever.
Nope.
But you actually get the first, one of the only looks inside a warp coil, shuttlecraft in this case. I don't know if you've played Star Trek Resurgence, the other video game that has come out for Star Trek recently, shows this as well. And I love this kind of nitty-gritty look at like random pieces of Star Trek tech. And it's really cool to see that here too.
Yeah, it's a pretty good scene. I remember on like the first time I saw the trailer, I'm like, what is going on in this scene? What is this looking at?
What are they doing?
Yeah, and then it's like, it looks, and that was my thing, like the coloring, it's the same color that they've done for warp coils in the past. But like, I didn't put it together, what they were actually looking at.
Yeah, it's funny. You see them the next shot after they make the jokes where they're like kicking their feet really cutely. You can see the shuttlecraft nacelle, I don't know, outer cover or something is out.
Yep,
is
it's
off.
been
And
removed.
You can see that all the so it's really cool to see that kind of stuff.
And it's the Sequoia. They're still working on it.
Right.
And I love that. It's like this every season, like they're working on it, and like even when it's done, they break it and have to start all over.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, well, moving on to the 36-second mark. So it's teased that, during the shot where Boimler is emptying the holodeck filters, I love that those have made a comeback, by the way. That's like a great running gag. Because
wonderful running gag.
That.
But what the fuck is the deal here? So when he pulls it out, just like this green fog comes out. Like, what's the point of the canisters if they're not sealed perfectly?
Yeah.
And what is that green fog?
I don't know.
Gross. Just gross.
Just make it extra gross. Yeah. But in this scene, it's kind of implied that Ransom is like out there to promote Boimler. But I'm suspicious now because, of course, they promoted Boimler once before. So I'm kind of wary of some kind of editing trick here where
Well, and
I'm
the
meant to
thing
think
is,
that maybe Boimler is going to get promoted.
he makes the comment about, yeah, as long as everything goes fine on this mission, so you know the mission's gonna fall apart.
Of course. Yeah, I'm wary. I want Boimler. I feel like he got unfairly demoted back to ensign. I feel like he deserves that promotion, but
I don't know. I feel like Starfleet did it for the lulz, and I'm okay with that.
Is that how they do it? The brass just gets together and like, what'd be funny is demoting that Boimler guy.
Yeah, they're like, it's hilarious. We just promoted this Boimler guy, and then he got transporter duplicated. Let's demote one of them. Can't be two guys at the same grade. Sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, so I want him to get promoted, but we'll see. Going to the 44-second mark, there is this shot of a volcano erupting, with Boimler carrying a bunch of canisters out of a shuttle and running away from it. This is one of those shots where, like, everyone looks kind of messed up. This is one of those things because you could see the bags under Boimler's eyes here.
Yeah. And initially I thought that was the holodeck waste canisters he was carrying.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. No, the shape
so.
is wrong. It's not the same.
Yeah, hard to tell exactly what's happening here, but obviously something going wrong.
So many questions. So many questions.
Yeah, not enough answers.
Well, I mean, there will be once the episode comes out.
Well, obviously, yeah, that's true. Let's go to the 45-second mark. We've got a party scene. There's some party poppers, and looks like Tendi and Rutherford, who are wearing external cloaks for some reason, are at this kind of weird Ferengi hotel.
They're not cloaks. They're rain slickers. They're on Ferenginar.
Oh,
and it's
that makes
always
sense.
Raining on Ferenginar.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's this weird kind of love scene, or you can see the name of this hotel. I think it's partially obscured, but I think it says Love's Lodge in the corner when you get a look at it.
It definitely says, oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah,
it could be something else, but I think it could be. I
don't think it's Love. The V is too rounded if it's Love.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's my.
I think it's probably going to be like Lork's Lounge or something, or Lex Lounge, or something like that.
It could be, some character's name.
But I feel like this is like a surprise being sprung on Rutherford and Tendi. Like they're not expecting this. Maybe they're mistaken for some newlyweds or something. And hilarity ensues. Yeah.
The funny part of this is it basically directly addresses Tenderford, and I'm all about that. Even though they, very likely will turn out to be just friends, and what are these Ferengi doing, mistaking us as newlyweds or something? But you know what? I feel like it's this out of universe acknowledgement of Tenderford, and I'm all about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, whatever floats your boat there, buddy. You do you.
What's going on with this bow that gets put around them, and it's like this weird, in the middle of the bow there's this Ferengi head or something?
Yeah, it's just a clip that's shaped like a Ferengi head. What's wrong with that?
That's
maybe that's their
it doesn't make no sense.
Maybe it's Ferengi Cupid. You don't know.
That is absolutely correct. Anyway, I love it. I can't wait to see what's happening there.
Oh my god. Next scene.
Let's go on to the next shot. The 46-second mark. So we're back on the eyebrow people. Yeah, freezing the clouds just becoming ice. Yeah. Yes. I love this kind of weird science shenanigans going on here.
I don't think entire clouds freezing is very sciencey, is it?
I mean, there's obviously going to be some kind of science problem that is causing the clouds to freeze, I would think.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. For all we know, it's an attack.
That's true.
I didn't notice this before, but one of the eyebrow buildings, it's shaped like a mushroom. I don't know why that is.
I did notice that as well. They're kind of weirdly shaped.
They're all weirdly shaped.
They're kind of doing the whole TNG weird shaped buildings situation going on there.
Yeah. But apparently one of the clouds falls on a art class being led by eyebrow Bob Ross.
Yeah, so good. I was hoping for some kind of Easter egg on the actual artwork, but it's just shitty art.
Is it shitty art? Oh, wow. Yeah, that art is really shitty.
It's really bad. Maybe it deserves to get destroyed. Maybe that's the target of the clouds being turned to ice. Who knows? Either way, interesting problem. Can't wait to see where they go with that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the 48-second mark.
Oh, is
that
more...
is the nightclub scene. Yeah, so we've got Mariner,
okay.
Tendi, and T'Lyn. They're not in uniforms. They're in some kind of, I don't know, civilian wear. T'Lyn just looks not impressed the whole time. Mariner gets a knife thrown at her.
Mariner's totally into it.
Yeah. What do you think is going on here? I was kind of...
Wait, you think this is a bachelorette party?
Yeah.
For what? God, I gotta stop reading your notes. I'm gonna get all judgmental. Jesus.
I was like, is this a bachelorette party? Like, what is going on here? We don't have any context, of course. I was fresh off the Tenderford Ferenginar love scene, so...
Love scene.
That was
There's
my
no
guess.
love scene, Jesus.
The scene
You're reading
of
way
them at
too
the
much.
Love Hotel.
You're reading way too much.
It's my
into this.
hope coming out.
You know what?
Yeah.
You are a weird shipper, and I want nothing to do with you.
How could you not be on board with Tenderford? We need to have this discussion offline.
Rougher lips forever.
So what do you think of this nightclub scene? It's, they're obviously there having a good time, and Mariner's getting stabbed.
Well, and I mean, it's like an Orion nightclub, so it looks like we're going to get more Orion adventures.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know an Orion episode is coming, right? Like this, maybe this has got to be something directly related to that.
Could be. I mean, there's more to this too, because in a later scene, when they are stealing the, oh gosh, I don't even know, the Raven class or whatever was it, the Eerie or Airy class.
Raven type, yeah.
But they're wearing these same outfits in that scene later. So I'm thinking that's probably the same episode. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Otherwise, I just like the fact that there's a knife jar. I can see at future Star Trek cons, because Star Trek Las Vegas going on right now, there's going to be someone carrying around a knife jar with fake knives in it.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that somebody's going to be
Can't
me.
Wait for that. Let's go to the 57-second mark.
With the Moopsie.
This is the cute little animal, the Moopsie. I think it's
like
called
a bloodsucker, man.
Yeah,
brutal.
It like eats the bigger, meaner animals.
Yeah.
And they're obviously... So these couple shots are obviously in some kind of zoo-type location.
Yes.
And the Moopsie is in there with some other larger animal. And there is a shot, the reaction shot, which, as we know, may or may not be related to the actual Moopsie, with Mariner and Ransom and some other people in there. Behind them, what is going on with these like humans in the actual zoo exhibit? This has got to be just a reference.
Yes, I've seen these outfits before. Like the colors even. I know this is from somewhere. These are the telekinetic children from the episode Unnatural Selection, where they go to the planet and they're like experimenting and like doing cloning and stuff. That's all highly illegal. Yes.
Right. So these are actual characters from that episode, do you think?
I think so. I think these are those children.
Interesting. And they're just like in a zoo for some reason.
I mean, when you're an illegal genetic experiment, what are you going to do? You're going to go into a zoo.
And what is going on with Cactus Man in this shot? For those of you that don't frame by frame like we do for this episode, there's this shot that kind of zooms in on Mariner where she goes like, "What the F?" But right before it starts zooming in, there's a character on the right-hand side that looks like he's made of cactus.
You know what? And it's killing me because I feel like we've seen this guy before.
I feel like too, but I don't think I couldn't place it.
Yeah, and I don't know. The internet failed me, so...
Yeah. There are only so many plant-type aliens in Star Trek, though, so I feel like we should have found this. If anyone else out there finds it, please sure to tweet us or whatever Elon is calling it now, or posting it on the episode comments, because I don't know, man. The whole cactus thing, like, this has McMahon written all over it. Like, why not Cactus Man? He just did it.
Yeah.
Just to F with us.
I was looking, too, at this scene, and because there's, like, a label of what's in the or in the whatever you call that at the zoo, the pen or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there's writing on there, and I think that might be Ferengi writing.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, but I couldn't place it. I couldn't tell if it was just little low-res scribbles or not.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure, but I remember Ferengi writing was like these lines, like not quite blocks, and then like squares all over the place, and I'm thinking that may be what it is. So possibly this is the same episode with, Love Lodge. Also, why is Mariner at this place in her workout gear?
Her workout gear, yeah, I don't know.
And who's the other dude, the other ensign that's with her?
Yeah, it's another unnamed Cerritos crew member, presumably.
Presumably. Oh, you know what? I just realized the next scene answers that. What I was wondering if Mariner was on Ferenginar with everybody. Because the next scene is them flying into Ferenginar, and it shows all of them in the shuttle together.
Yeah,
although I guess
the 1 minute, 2 second mark.
You know what? And it's probably not clever editing because it's raining in that scene.
Yes, it is. Well, obviously it always is on Ferenginar, right? As far as
and that's how I know it's Ferenginar, because it's raining. This is Star Trek.
Also,
Planets
it looks like Ferenginar,
have...
so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the planet of rain.
Yeah.
You know?
Planets only have one biome and one weather pattern.
It makes sense. You know, next is possibly my favorite shot of the entire trailer. The 1 minute, 5 second mark where Ransom and Shax are doing the whole Crusher Troy stretching from the Next Gen episode, The Price.
Yes. And, oh my god. And they're wearing the same outfits too, which is just fantastic.
I like Ransom's, he's secure in his masculinity. He's going to wear that leotard, or I don't know even what you call it, but it's even got the boob cutouts on it. And
dying to know what they're going to be talking about in this scene.
Aren't they literally talking about boy problems in that TNG episode?
Yep.
And like Troy's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like him. I wonder if Shax is going to be crushing on someone. Maybe he's having Ta'ana problems. Who knows?
Yes. And I love the look on Ransom's face. It's just amazing.
It is gold. I cannot wait for this scene to happen. Let's go to the very next second. 1 minute and 6 seconds. Tendi is giving Rutherford some orders in what looks like engineering.
I don't think she's giving... Well, I guess she is technically giving him orders.
She's saying, you do something, and he says, yes, sir. So
I think she's saying... Actually, I think she tells him that they're going to remain friends no matter who gets promoted.
That's right. Well, from context, we can guess that at least. But you know what? I love that this is in line with the Tendi is on the promotion track. So
yeah,
I'm on board with this. Let's go to 1 minute, 7 seconds. We're at the Raven type scene.
Yes. Definitely not the Raven, though. That thing isn't.
It's not the shape. Raven. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to give it a name. Because according to Memory Alpha, it's still just a, quote, Raven type.
Yeah.
We see it in a kind of a junkyard type area at the 1 minute, 7 second mark.
Yep.
But we also see Mariner and company basically crashing the ship at the 1 minute, 21 second mark.
Yeah, getting shot at. And I think there's actually an interior shot of the Raven cockpit. And I kind of got the feeling that the scene where Mariner is attacked... Oh, no, that's a different ship. Never mind. I was thinking that they may be on the Raven when Mariner is fighting Badgie. But no, that doesn't work. It's not the same layout.
Yeah. I don't know where to go. Like, what do you think is happening with these Raven types?
What do you mean?
In this episode? How is it fitting into any kind of plot? Do you have any hypotheses?
You know what? I mean, maybe that's their mission. Maybe they're on Orion to recover that vessel.
There's just another Raven type. Because I compared this to the screen cap from the Voyager episode where the actual Raven shows up. And that ship is, in lots of pieces. This cannot be the same ship.
But it shows up in two... Yeah, it's not the same ship, that's for sure. But it is the same type, very obviously, because we actually see it in flashbacks in Dark Frontier. But, I mean, I don't know. I think they were like, hey, we need a ship for whatever mission that they're on, and let's...
Some kind of civilian ship for something.
Yep. And they're like, okay, let's make it a Raven type. Maybe, the Ravens are scout ships, and this was a scout ship that was captured and has important data on it. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's lots of plots you could do there.
Yeah, indeed. Let's go again to a little further in the 1 minute and 7 second mark. Mariner, you already talked about this a bit.
Yes.
Mariner fighting Badgie, kind of kicking through the Badgie hologram. Further confirms the AI, evil AI episode with the return of Badgie.
Possibly.
With that.
Yeah.
Possibly. There's literally Badgie right there.
No, I mean, it's not necessarily an evil AI episode, though. It could be, Badgie's, only there in the cold open or something, you know? You don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's possible.
Yeah.
All right. To the 1 minute, 9 second mark, we get a shot of Tendi with some T-88s. I love that these have made the comeback.
The blue
I kind
stripe.
of there's this... Yeah. There's this internal war in my brain where I'm like, shouldn't she just be using tricorders instead of T-88s? Because they basically do the same thing, but
what do T-88s
I just love the joke.
Do they ever explain it?
They just run diagnostics. They're really good at diagnosing
but
things.
They're like they're basically the engineering equivalent of a tricorder, right?
They do everything. They do medical and they do engineering. Because in that episode where they're trying to get some, they're like, we could diagnose medical stuff with it. So they're kind of this weird catch-all gadget.
So it's basically
do what tricorders do.
It's basically the gun equivalent of a tricorder. So instead of having to pull out the little scanner thing and wave it around and look at your readings, you're just like, I'm going to shoot that thing and my gun's going to tell me all about it.
Pretty much.
Yes. So clearly these things were made on Earth in North America.
I think so. Yeah,
100%.
Endorsed by the NRA.
Yes.
Anyway, I love to see these things returning.
Yeah, no.
Good time.
Looks ridiculous. I'm going to love it.
Yeah. Interesting thing about this shot, Mariner, Tendi is wearing this air mask that is very reminiscent of the masks worn by characters in the Avatar films. It's funny, we were just talking about this a few weeks ago when we were rewatching these films. It's this mask that goes to a hose that's attached to something at the belt, and it's like some kind of filter, and that's it. There's no air tanks.
It's like an oxygen concentrator. It's not like there's no tanks whatsoever. Yeah. But we have that technology
no equivalent
now.
in Star Trek.
No, we have seen episodes where they go over to some alien ship or planet and they have masks on. They're like rebreathers. I know we've seen it.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we get to see a bit of that there. Let's go forward to the 1 minute 10-second mark. We see a shot of a shuttle mounted grappler. I think that's what that is. And of course, they're trying to hit the apple on one of the characters' heads, but end up hitting one of them instead. Do you think this is an actual grappler? I feel like after the joke about the grappler in the Strange New Worlds crossover, this has got to be a grappler, right?
So the question is, are they doing this for a mission? Or is it oh yeah, we were back in time and they were talking about grapplers. We should totally put a grappler on our shuttle.
I would love that kind of reference. It'd be great.
But I love they do the whole William Tell thing and just totally wreck Tendi.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Poor girl.
I know. That's got to leave a mark when you're getting hit by that much pressure, by a grappler.
Yeah, that much force.
Hurt. Yeah.
I mean, it did rip her right off of her seat and send her flying out of the scene.
Yeah, is she dead? They kill a man, right?
That's the last episode Tendi's in. Can you imagine if that was how the character left the show? She got killed by the grappler. Oh man, maybe that's why they had T'Lyn join the crew, because they're planning to kill Tendi. Jesus,
death by grappler. That's what a way to go.
Jesus, that would be horrible. That would, yeah.
Let's move on to the 1 minute 12-second mark. There's a shot of a bunch of characters in the lounge.
Yes.
I'm educated guessing these are Hysperians. Did you agree with that?
100% Hysperians. Although
they come back.
I love the one that's wearing the what is it? The Romulan ale hat.
It's Romulan ale o'clock somewhere.
Yeah,
I think
Romulan
that's what that
o'clock
says.
Somewhere.
Yeah. No other information except they're Hysperians, and they're out sharing drinks with the Cerritos crew.
Yeah.
How we get there.
I initially thought the woman on the far right of the screen was his mother, but nope, the hair is
I don't
completely
think so. They're different, right?
Yeah, the face is different enough. So it could be. They could have just changed up her style. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I feel like there is another... because you'll notice Billups isn't in that screen, in that scene.
In that shot, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there is another scene with some of those people in the trailer. And I think it's a blink and you'll miss it, where they're in medical, maybe? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just less ridiculous Hysperians. Who knows?
I want to see more ridiculous Hysperian ships.
You know what?
I've
said it before, and I'll say it again. Their ship from last season was one of my favorites.
It's good. Onward to the 1 minute 16 second mark. We've got a shot of Boimler wearing a visor that has only shown up in the original series. That is the visor that Spock wears when he can look in a Medusan.
Yes.
Do you think he's looking at a Medusan here, or is it some kind of repurposed visor tech happening here?
Maybe it's like he thinks it's a Medusan, but it's not. Like one of those. Boimler. Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe everybody thinks it's a Medusan, and it turns out that it's something way worse.
Even in that original series episode, isn't it like only Spock can do it, even with the visor?
I honestly don't even remember.
Something like that.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. It's
been a while.
Who knows?
We've seen it. Yeah, I love to see. I mean, it's obviously a reference like to classic Lower Deck stuff.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see where it's applied.
It's interesting, though, because, like, in the scene immediately before this, it looks like Boimler is getting shot by some kind of beam. And I wonder if those two things go together.
Yeah, I feel like there's enough editing tricks in trailers that we've seen for previous seasons. Like, who knows what the heck is going on here? He could literally be just looking at Medusans or just getting shot by something. It's hard to say.
Trust no trailers. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's all we know. All we could do is make our best guess. Onward to the next shot, the 1 minute 17 second mark. There is a shuttle going towards what appears to be a ring world or maybe a Dyson ring of some kind. I included Dyson ring here because we have seen these show up in Discovery, so
yeah,
maybe. But what did you think?
There definitely wasn't a star in the middle. I noticed that. So I'm betting it's going to be some sort of, it's going to be just some sort of small ring world. And the curve isn't nearly, like, wide enough. So it's going to be more like just, a super narrow O'Neill cylinder rather than a full star encompassing ring world.
Yeah. It's weird because we've seen, kind of getting a little bit off topic, but we've seen ring worlds show up in, like, I think Star Wars has had one recently in Mandalorian and now in Star Trek. It just makes me think Halo the whole time, mostly. So I'm wondering where they're going to go with this. But of course we get, no information other than just this one shot and that's it.
Yep. But this whole scene, I'm not sure if it all goes together, but we also, you know what? It's Mariner. The next scene after this is Mariner in her workout gear piloting the shuttle.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if this is a continuous scene or not. Or whether it's, once again, false editing. Yeah. But, when they do, no, I'm betting it's not. Because the scene immediately after, because the scene where she's piloting the shuttle seems like they're in space and moving really fast. And then she docks the ship at something. And that looks like it's in space or on the side of, like, it looks like it's on the outside of something. It's not, like, in a environment.
You think that's a Star Trek V reference, by the way, where the shuttle gets, crashes into the Enterprise shuttle bay? Or is it just, we've had shuttles crashing before horribly, so.
It also is interesting that it looks like in the back of the shuttle bay, there's some sort of writing there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
But it's all, like, it's not even, like, writing, like, technical writing. It seems like it's advertisement writing. So I kind of wonder what that is.
It's not
like,
the Cerritos.
Yeah, it's definitely not the Cerritos. But I'm wondering if it's, like, the back entrance to the Love's Lodge or whatever.
Right. Oh, it could be.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Yeah. This whole exchange is weird. But the other thing that I noticed, though, it seems like she is controlling the ship just by, like, waving her hands around. Is that really what's going on?
Is she doing that, or is she doing, like, is she, like, slapping the controls to do a,
who knows,
a skid to stop situation? It's hard to say.
I have no idea. I certainly, I can't answer that.
Yeah. It seems to me like, I would say no motion controls. She's just kind of slapping the controls with the wave of her hand, but it's hard to say.
Yep, I don't know. It's super weird.
Yeah. Let's move forward to the 1 minute 19 second mark. We get some cameos. And early look at some cameos.
Lita,
that looks like Grand Natus Rom and
Rom.
Lita. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and it looks like Captain Freeman is negotiating with Rom, no less.
Yeah, this has got to be the Ferenginar episode.
It's interesting, too, because
I
would think so. It's really interesting, though, because he's swinging the, I don't even know what they call it.
Staff or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the
Grand
staff
Nagus
of the Negus.
Staff.
He's swinging it like a baseball bat.
Yeah. Yeah, what's he doing? He's just, typical Rom, just fucking around.
Yeah. You got to think, though, like, I would suspect in this scenario, Lita would actually be the one that's like the power behind the throne.
100%.
Yeah, there's just like no
agree.
way. Yeah.
And then the next shot, 1 minute and 20-second mark, we've got some kind of looks like old-timey cutlass-wielding pirates that are like swinging down on ropes to greet Mariner and the crew coming out of a shuttlecraft. What's your hypothesis here? Because this can't be... I don't think it's a holodeck type thing because they're getting out of a shuttle. So who are these guys?
I am betting this is the Orion colony or whatever episode.
Are they green? Do they have green skin? Can you tell?
Yeah, they have green skin.
Oh, okay. That's got to be Orion's then, right?
Yeah, and I'm betting they're like really playing into like the whole pirate thing. And it's like
literal, like
it's like a bit, you know? Pirates. Yeah, they're not... Like, this isn't even, like, these guys aren't real pirates. This is all just for show. Like, this is some sort of, like, vacation destination where it's all, like, fake Orions pretending to be pirates and gangsters. But in reality, they're, like, the workers at Disney World, you know?
They're the cast members.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Makes complete sense.
I mean, it doesn't, but, you know, whatever.
No, it totally does. Yeah, they're the diversion. I love it.
Love it.
The final shot, 1 minute and 24-second mark. We get the return of Alan Moraine. That I'm going to call it horrible because it is. That episode, Move Along Home.
I have noticed a weird thing on the internet lately. People coming out of the woodwork to defend that episode. Where they're like, yeah, they're like, I don't know why it got so much hate. I didn't like it in the beginning, but on rewatch, it's pretty good. And I'm all like,
no.
Don't get me wrong. There were decent elements to it, right? But, oh, God, it was not a good episode.
Wasn't this the first, like, Gamma Quadrant species that DS9 encountered, and it's these people that play games from the Gamma Quadrant?
Was it? Oh,
I think so. I remember thinking that, like, oh my God. I could be wrong, Internet. You could totally rake me over the coals for this, but, like, this is the intro to the first Gamma Quadrant species. I was like, oh no, this is not the right way to go. But I love that the episode seems to acknowledge how horrible that is. Because Rutherford's just like,
So like, am I in the game?
That was great.
I'm in the game. And he's so upset. What is the deal with the Armin Shimmerman box?
Yes! So this is a reference to the Betazoid gift box that the Next Gen episode that Riker and Troy receive from someone who I think thinks that they're going to get married or something like that. And you can see the face. I mean, the box, by the way, is just a complete one-to-one replica of how it appears in the episode, which is great. Yeah. I hope Armin Shimmerman's going to do a guest spot for this.
Me too, but my question is, like, what's the deal here? Like, what's the crossover?
I don't know.
Like, why is he carrying that box and winds up in the game? Oh. This is the thing that, like, my brain is just stuck on. It's going in circles. Like, everything else I can come up with explanations for, but this, I'm just like, how has this stuff all come together?
Yeah, I have no idea. It could just be like a 2-second bit, too, for all we know.
Oh, my God. It's like a cold open that means nothing.
Yeah. Seems very likely.
Yeah, it's a post-credit scene that has no relevance.
Yeah. I like Rutherford just knows all about it. He's like, damn it, am I in here?
So yeah, and he just like has to accept it. He's like, I gotta play the game.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I would have the same reaction.
Yeah, I think anyone being stuck in that game is just gonna be like, I hate this. Move along home, man. And you know what we need to do with this episode is move along home because we've made it through the entirety of the season 4 trailer. And you know what? Maybe we need to do another episode once they invariably release another trailer with even more shots in it. But for now, we've gone shot by shot, and there's a lot of stuff in here.
We've really, I know, you know what? There's stuff we even skipped over, right?
Yeah.
You know what? We're skipping over it. We've already established we're done.
Yeah.
You know.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Minute and a half trailer, and we've only been talking about it for an hour now. So, I guess
what
that's...
what a world. What a world. We can have a podcast. Like that.
Yeah. So we're gonna call it a night. And if you want, you can follow us on Twitter at Lower Dorks or X or whatever it's called.
Follow on the X.
Until, next time, if there is a next time. I mean, there will be a next time. We'll be back for regular episodes before too long. When there are regular episodes of season 4 that we just watched the trailer for. Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what? If that's not good enough for you, you can make your own trailer, send it our way, and Stavros will review it for you.
I will. Yeah.
I'm glad you made the commitment. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it and everything.
Yeah.
Then I'll review it.
Yeah, and we'll criticize it and, give our rating.
We'll be fair in that criticism. We're not assholes.
Yeah, we are.